Hello? Welcome to the lounge that I've been recording all of the R6 streams in. It's terrible. I have my phone also precariously put up on a chair that I also precariously set on top of the table. Ingenuity stuff, you know. Anyway, Rainbow Six Siege is a game of skill and strategy. Sometimes. Oh my god! Oh!
Lucky
You gotta use your brain to play this game, alright? Which also means, hypothetically, that it's best to play this game when your brain is at its fullest. Awake, aware, alert, your neurons firing at max speed. Only then is when you should be playing Siege. Hypothetically. Okay, here's the setup. Wake up. Wait, couple hours, do whatever, and then hop on the game, play some rounds, suffer, you know how it is. I want to play 5 matches total, each at least 2 rounds long. From those 5 matches, add up total amount of kills, then divide by total amount of deaths, slap it into a spreadsheet, and then rinse and repeat 29 more times. So for this experiment, I decided to wait anywhere between 0 hours and 9 hours before playing, and I wanted to have some sort of control. So I did 3 sessions of each hour, which yes, 30 sessions, 5 matches each, 150 games of Siege. My hypothesis for this experiment is, for the longer that I've been awake, the higher my KD will be. Seems like the results would be obvious, you know, my hypothesis will be supported. And in a manner of speaking, yes, it's dumb. But where would we be as a society if we didn't do experiments that seemed really stupid? I know where. We would still think flies grew magically from old rotting meat. It's real. People thought that. But why is it obvious? Why isn't it like, I don't think it'll matter? Easy. Modern science does have evidence to support the hypothesis before I even jump into the experiment, and it is called a circadian rhythm. In layman's terms, it's the body's 24-hour cycle. It allows the body to fall asleep on its own, and wake up on its own. Other stuff the body does is this circadian rhythm that affects one's motor skills, reaction time, sensory readings, everything you need to play a video game. I'll be referring to these as the big 3. Obviously, the big 3 are better during the day and worse at night, which is something we've all experienced before if we stayed up till like 4 AM playing Overwatch or whatever. In a game like Siege, there are a lot of confounding variables. We'll start with the external stuff, just in case you don't know how this game works. It's you know, it's a lot. First is the amount of sleep. Sleep does have an impact on the big 3. I can't call it that. Sleep does have an impact on the big 3. Obviously, the more sleep you get, the better your body will be at running the big 3 versus if you've slept less. Easy way around this, try to fall asleep at a specific time and wake up at a specific time. Technology is amazing. We have these things called alarm clocks that help people wake up at a certain time. It's crazy. Who would have thought of that? Internet connection. On campus, where I recorded a lot of these sessions, the internet connection is very, very inconsistent. Most days I was lagging like crazy, and obviously, having your game turn into a PowerPoint presentation is not beneficial for increasing your KD. Ways around this, there's none. I didn't, hoping and praying that the Wi-Fi is good that day. Now for in-game variables, an easy one to touch on is enemy skill level. Now this does sound a little petty, but it's true. Some people are just really good at the game. Oh, he's cheating. And others are just really bad. Then let me get away with a lot.
I gotta clip that. Hold up, let me clip.
No way that just happened. Teammate skill level. Now this one also seems really petty, but it's also true. In Siege, friendly fire is activated at all times, which increases the stakes of the game, but also increases the potential of somebody doing something really dumb. Great Claymore, choice of weapon. There are a lot of different weapons to choose from in this game, and they all have different recoil patterns, fire rate, damage stats, mag sizes, and destruction capability. For this experiment, I've limited myself to 3 types of weapons: high fire rate, low damage SMGs, medium fire rate, medium damage ARs, and semi-auto high damage DMRs. And finally, choice of operator. This one, understanding how it can confound the experiment, is a bit complex, and it does require a lot of game knowledge. To be fair, I'm not a professional at this game, nor do I like it enough to become one at all. But here's the basis of my understanding. Every operator in the game has a role to play. And some roles and some operators, they have more emphasis on securing kills than others. Some operators is more beneficial if you stay alive to support your surviving teammates or give them intel. And those operators most likely wouldn't be taking any gunfights. Example, Echo. Echo has this drone that goes, which effectively blinds and deafens the enemy for a short time. But the only person that can do this is Echo himself. So it's really imperative that Echo stays alive and uses for his teammates' game so they can get in and secure a kill. Easy solution to stuff like this? Don't play Echo. Throughout the experiment, I tried to limit myself to operators that are better at securing the kills. So with all that out of the way, how did this experiment go? After 30 grueling sessions, some better than others, this is how the graph came out. Holy. Dude. Here's the finalized table, just to make the graph a bit more understandable. Some days went pretty well.
I'm diamond 1.
Others did not. The thing that jumps out the most is the complete lack of any pattern. You could see it a little bit. Between like 0 and 7, you could kind of see some semblance of a curve, but it's only because of that little guy right there. He was just enjoying his life as an outlier. You don't mind him. But this being quantitative data, we can better see whether there's a pattern with the regression line. For this experiment as a whole, I expected the regression line to be positive. As the hours increase, so does my KD. The real regression line isn't like that. It kind of looks like it just came out of the hydraulic press. As for the R-squared value, which tells us how strong of a correlation there are between these two data points. 1 is the strongest, and as you go to 0, it gets weaker. So I expected for this experiment maybe about 0.6 or like a 0.7. The real R-squared value is 0.0248. So what does this tell us? Does this disprove all of these studies about circadian rhythm? No, of course not. The circadian rhythm has experiments in support of it that have far better methods than just some guy playing a video game. All this experiment implies is that it doesn't matter when I play the game, I'm still going to be terrible at it. Now, I say me specifically because, you know, I'm the only one being experimented on. And 2 is that big surprise here. People are different. So people's circadian rhythm are going to be different. It's going to affect them in different ways at different times. Hence the existence of morning people or night owls. Their circadian rhythms are different. Everybody's is different. Mine is way out of whack. If I can stay awake for 9 hours, then play a game, and have the same stats as I would have if I had just rolled out of bed like a corpse to hop on the computer. So unless I get like 5 other people to play 150 games of Siege, which no one will, that's all the experiment will tell us. So all in all, hypothesis refuted. Am I happy with the results? I am happy. I am happy a little bit because it wasn't what I was expecting, and I think it would be really boring if my hypothesis was supported and I would just sit here and say, "What did I tell you?" But the fact that it's so different, and the fact that it's also inconsistent and wild, and the poor little 6.67 sitting all the way at the top by his lonesome. I mean, it was an interesting experiment.